Ho!
Ho!
Welcome to Filmography. That was a good one.
Two castles, alike in dignity, one that walks and has Christian Bale in it, and one that doesn't walk and
is run by Burt Reynolds.
Yes. Which will you choose? Choose carefully. If you are to live in one castle,
Well, they both kind of fell apart. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Filmography.
Oh, we need a little theme. We haven't worked it out.
Yeah, that's pretty good. We should improv
We
a
should
new.
just record that.
Yeah.
Just us both humming our own themes on top of each other.
Let's try. Let's try the first one. Well, okay, hold on. Like, welcome, guys, to Filmography.
Pretty good.
I think that was great. I don't think we need to do any more. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Filmography. We're your hosts.
I'm Jeff.
And I'm Brian. And we're trying a whole new shake 'em up energy this time. No, we're not. I'm just exhausted, so I'm trying to
run it on fumes.
So I'm trying to front load it. Because you're like, I'm tired. And then you go like, hey, I'm not tired. And then 5 minutes later,
our philosophy is just floor it.
Boom.
Until there's nothing left.
Out of the gates.
And then it dovetails into nonsense about 30 minutes in.
Yeah, and there's somewhere around like your ribs or your area or your breathing, your body goes, you had nothing left before you started.
Yeah, I have health.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Take care of yourselves, guys. Take care of yourselves. Jeff, rocking the gum chewing glasses hanging off the collar. Look, I dig it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I should probably not chew this gum.
No, chew it.
It's probably
Chew.
gonna annoy people.
No. What? Are you
No,
kidding?
because
chew your gum.
I'm a
Have you learned?
early on. I couldn't even think of the movie because he does it in almost all movies. I like this. I like what you're doing here. It's very attentive.
Go on.
You slurping while looking at me. It feels
You've
good.
You've got one too. I gave Jeff a water bottle. Look, here's mine.
It's the people's water.
And here's Jeff's.
Yeah.
What's the problem here? Why?
Well, I do hydrate more than you do.
Yeah. Yeah, you are. Yeah. If one of us needs water and medical attention, it's me.
But anyways, I'm a gum smacker.
Oh, me too.
Because I saw a Brad Pitt movie in the mid '90s, and he was doing it, and I was like, "That's a cool look."
Yeah.
And then I did it, and then it became a part of my thing.
Yeah.
And it's really gross.
No, it's great.
Really, it's so annoying because if anyone else does it, I'm like, "Who are you trying to impress, guy?"
If I smack gum, if I chew gum, I become an entirely different person. By 15 to 17%.
Oh yeah, because anytime you're smacking on gum, you're like, "I don't care about this conversation."
Yeah, exactly. You're like,
and I also don't need to be here.
Yeah. I'm better. Then what do you got? I'm better than that. Better than you.
Yeah, being loud with their mouth is so cool. Audio out of sync? Or just...
Thank you so much, Bob Geertz. Thank you. That's 4 months in a row, my friend. He's got a message for us.
Sorry I've been absent. Work has got my schedule messed up. Love you guys, low brop you plov.
Love you guys too. Wait, I mean love you. We guys, I don't want to speak for you. Love you too, man. Congratulations on being gainfully employed. And I'm sorry that it is messing with your schedule. Sorry. Thank you for being here. Please don't ever feel like you have to apologize. I will apologize enough for
you
both
can
of us.
apologize to me.
Yeah,
I like it when people apologize to me.
That's cool. Yeah. Oh, is that why we're friends?
Yeah.
Because I
He says sorry a lot.
I do. Whoa, what's going on here? There we go. All right. I've got important gum smacking things to do. That's exactly right. See you, nerds. Oh, okay. We guys you love. Oh, now we sync. Yeah. It just takes a while. Never mind. It just takes a while for the signal to get.
Well, you throw your voice a lot.
I do. It's a fun ventriloquism thing that I like to do. I go. You go you're moving your
He's
mouth.
apologizing all the time because he's constantly doing it. Whether I'm in a room alone by myself and he's like, "You look very handsome," and I'm like, "What?" It's always compliments.
Yeah, and I go, sorry. Yeah, or I'll be like, we'll be in an argument, and I'm like, fine. You're an asshole. And you're like, that is not an effective. Did you know that you? It's very clear.
My brother was staying.
fuck you,
My
man.
brother was staying with me, and out of nowhere, he started doing the Taco Bueno, the Taco Bueno thing,
yeah.
and I can't remember what the catchphrase is, but he kept doing it out of nowhere, and I hadn't heard it in like 10 years.
Like I
and I was
forgot
crying.
Yeah.
I was just crying with laughter.
Wait, where did the gum go? Oh, he put it.
I put it away.
He just put it right on the
I
monitor.
don't want
It was
be
like
that guy.
because it was like Jeff was like taking it out of his mouth, and like well, you're an asshole when you have gum in, and like he was about to not be an asshole, but like as he was, there's still just enough asshole that he just smacked it right. He
Yeah.
just put it right on the
I
computer
should have
screen.
put it behind my ear.
Yeah.
Be like, I'm gonna be an asshole later when I go back into the real world.
Oh, now he's thinking. Wait, I'm here because of confirmation bias. I want to hear some nice things. Ooh. What is this bit? I don't know. Throwing his voice. Talk about movie. I too apologize too much. Man, I haven't seen a Taco Bueno commercial in a long time. Now
Yeah.
apologize for apologizing too much.
Here in Austin, because I would go out of my way to go to a Taco Bueno, because there's only 2 in Austin.
Are there some in Austin?
Not anymore.
Yeah. Oh, because
They're
you're
both
from
gone.
DFW.
Yeah.
Kash is the same way. She's like Bueno, bro. Taco Bueno.
Bueno is the best.
I mean, like, no, it's not. But well, I mean, like,
I can't even argue that.
Yeah.
'Cause It's like, yeah, I
It's
can
like-
easily see why no one would like
it's like
it.
alternate universe Taco Bell.
But what's your? Do you prefer Taco Bell?
Well, I've only been to Taco Bueno like a couple times, and it was in DFW.
Yeah.
And
It's so good.
it's like I remember.
Get some mucho nachos, guys.
Is that the thing where
Get
it's
a
like
muchacho. Oh,
what's a muchacho?
I can't even tell you.
Yeah.
You need to
Is that a-
experience it coming out of your butt.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh,
Okay, I see.
it will
Sure.
weigh you down.
Sure. I feel like a muchacho sounds like a small person you're giving ownership of.
I'll tell you what it is. It's something you can't handle. All right.
Oh my! All right, next filmography on location from Taco Bueno. Well, and we'll
Yeah,
it'll be 9
can't
minutes up.
hit it on the head. Bueno is so good, but not really. But whatever.
It's just like it's like rooting for the home team. It's like,
Yeah.
oh man, I love.
It's what I grew up with. But I do think it's just objectively better than Taco Bell.
Is it?
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Taco Bell. Subscription, na, 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 na. Subscription. Thank you.
Let's talk about it.
Pretty sure 22 months was 2 days ago.
Yeah, I don't think anybody loves.
I love Taco Bell.
You
Sure,
really love
22
it?
months
love it.
was like
You
2
don't-
days ago, but okay.
Thank you so much, Juan Pequeño, for this 23 months of unbelievable support. We'll get back to this in just a second. Thank you so much, my friend. Lots of love. I should have high-fived you. Like, I threw you a spectral high five as I drove through Houston the other day. No, I didn't. I should have. Thank you so much for that reset,
Oh,
my
see,
friend.
I don't like Taco Cabana. But then.
Taco Cabana, see, that's like a... And I see, I call
Oh.
it. Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
Excuse me.
I already know where you're landing on this. Taco Cabana.
Cabana. Hello, excuse me. Hold on. I have to... You have to pronounce it. You see, Taco Cabana.
You do like it?
It is my hometown thing because it's like San Antonio is like littered with Taco Cabana.
Yeah.
Taco,
I have one down.
I feel like Taco Cabana is the plural of Taco Cabana. There's one Taco Cabana, 2 Taco Cabana, with a UX on
Do
the
you
end.
say that when you go get drive-through
Cabana.
through Taco Cabana?
Go-
You say it to them. You're just like, "Hey, it's good to be here, guy. I'll take the such and such at Taco Cabana," and they're like, "You need to go away."
You, my friend.
Oh, is that how every
You have solid.
drive-through cashier talks?
Just how I talk when I go, and so
It's
I
such a
don't.
mystical
So I don't go.
experience.
Yeah. Is it worse than alternative to Taco Bell? At best, it's amazing. That's what hit me in the back of the head. Oh, the spectral high five. I used to love Taco Bell until I worked there. Yeah, so I love Taco Bell, but I love Taco Bell is the Goodwill of food. It's like
I have no issue. Like, I eat at Taco Bell whenever I want to run it. Because now that Taco Bueno's not here, whenever I want to run it into the ground and feel super depressed, you just have those days of self-destruction where you're just like, I want to feel like garbage and I don't care about
and I have
anything.
$1.79
Which can get
and
me
I want
90
3 items. Exactly.
But I always, like, I will eat it and then I will be hung over the next day. Like, so you but does that happen to you? I get food hungover. Like, my body just can't, and it's not like my stomach hurts.
Yeah.
It's like my body just can't process it like normal food. And it just, it's not good.
It was
Not good, like for the post experience. Like,
so the other day was I drove to Houston, and like whenever I go to
there's cocaine in the beans. Well, yeah.
Oh.
I am riding that high.
Oh, you mean there's beans
Yeah.
in the cocaine? I have $6. I want to get full and have money left over. Oh yeah, this is gonna be one of them filmographies. Yeah, it sure is, baby. Oh, isn't that sweet? One of them filmographies. We've established it like a thing.
Where we don't talk about the movies
Yeah,
for about half an hour. Yeah.
No, but I mean, like really kind of did make me go like, oh, one of those.
Yeah.
Like we've been doing. You know, we were almost at 50 episodes.
What?
Maybe not. Maybe we're almost at 40 episodes.
Still.
We might be like at 40 something episodes.
That's
I
really
don't
good.
know how many episodes.
That's really good. Have you watched any of them back?
Yes.
How many? All of them.
All of them. It's why I don't get any sleep. No, I have. I've definitely gone back and watched parts of.
I watched parts of a few where I was like crying with laughter, and I just wanted to see what that was like from the outside. And then I watched it, and I was like, "Yeah, that was good."
Yeah. No, I will say, I've enjoyed the experiences of going back and yeah. Because usually it's I go, oh, was that like when I said that? Was that not okay?
Yeah.
Like I need to go check that out.
Oh,
or no.
I went and had lunch with my girlfriend's family, and I didn't know that they were watching it, and I was like,
Sorry
what?
to punch you.
Because
Really?
I referenced it because I was like, yeah, I do these movie review streams
And
like
you go,
every Monday,
filmography.
and they're like filmography.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, I've seen a couple of them.
Called it filmography?
Yeah, it was like this was Kelsey's mom, and I was like, oh no.
She goes, you really hated Kiki's delivery service. You're like, that was Brian. That's his fault.
But then I immediately went. I was like, I thought back to 40 plus episodes of like what I've said on here.
Yeah.
And I got nervous.
Yeah.
I got real nervous.
Oh yeah, it's weird that like, so I've definitely been like, oh cool, like I'm trying to be an actor, and then I go like, if anything ever happens, I am lighting the tinder of this channel.
We keep it on. We keep it tame.
Do we? Oh, in terms of that, but no, we're also like you're like Denis Villeneuve is a hack, and you're like, yeah, you always say that, and you always. Say,
I'm not being an actor.
I don't know why this is. So...
and I'm like, I'll work with them as an actor.
Yeah. I don't know why I'm like somehow like destroying your career helps my career or something. Like I was like,
I don't like that.
Yeah, no, I don't know what I was trying to do there. I think I was trying to put it onto you and then go like, yeah, no, I don't.
Are you
know.
afraid you like you would give a bad review, or you were like, oh, I don't like this movie, and then Spielberg's gonna be like, hey,
yeah,
you don't like Hook?
My primary fear is that Spielberg is going to come to me and go, listen, no, he would never be like, because I love Hook.
I know you love
and I want to find Spielberg and be like, listen.
That was a good movie,
Listen,
dude.
you son of a bitch.
I heard you cried in a limo after the premiere.
It means a lot to me.
Did you hear that? Have you heard that story?
I think you told me that story.
Yeah. I read it somewhere.
He cried like a little.
Because he thought he blew it.
Yeah.
He was like, oh, crap, I made Peter Pan an adult.
Blew what?
And I'm like,
it was 1991. He was a legend.
He was about to become
a
hardcore legend.
With Jurassic
and Schindler.
Park, The Lost World.
Do you know he was in post on Jurassic Park?
Yeah.
When he was shooting Schindler's List.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And he was like, it was a bipolar experience to have to shoot all day and then at night review effect shots and stuff for a completely. And I'm like, how did you? And they're both like stone cold classics.
Yeah.
And you're like, how did you do that?
Yeah. Remember when Lobro said J.J. Abrams wasn't even half as good as the cheapest item on the Taco Bell menu? Hey, the cheapest item on the Taco Bell menu. There's a dollar menu on the Taco. Oh, sorry, we did this again. So this is what I did: is I went through and I was driving and I was like, "Cool, I'm on the road. That means I get to destroy my body.
Right.
I get to like treat myself like I don't care." And I like drove through and got with with $3.36. I got a spicy potato soft taco, 3-layer burrito, 3-layer nachos, triple layer nachos, which is.
Oh, I know what those are.
Okay.
Yeah, I get those.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what was the third thing? Nacho fries, which are back for a limited time.
I've had them, and they're...
You don't like them?
No.
They're literally just seasoned fries. I go, but they're nacho because they're orange.
But, like, that's the one thing...
That's the cutoff?
Where I ate it, and I was just like...
Yeah.
I didn't enjoy that.
Yeah.
And it didn't taste good going down. And that... More than anything else I've eaten from Taco Bell, I was like, that is going to rip that butthole.
That is saying something. Because I do have this thing where I go like $3 MSG.
Yeah.
And then I go cool. And then I was driving away and because I sat in the parking lot eating it like a piece of trash and crying and just going, this is what I deserve. It's what I deserve.
I know you're like trying to make it a joke, but I mean, if you're eating your food from Taco Bell in the Taco Bell parking lot, I mean, something's wrong.
Yeah, and you look over and make eye contact to someone else who's doing the same thing. You go, don't ever look! Don't ever make eye contact!
Like,
what's wrong with you?
And they're like,
Yeah. And then you look over and there's a dude like masturbating in the corner and you go like, that guy's got self-respect.
He's like,
not these guys.
Using the hot sauce packets.
Mild, please.
All right.
But then I drove away.
Oh, God. He has a point to this story, which I guarantee is going nowhere.
It's great. And I drove away, and then there was like this just like I was like, huh. And then I went, how do I feel? And there was this like it had been like 47 seconds since I finished my meal. And like there was like a spreading, branching, sort of stinging.
That was the cheese,
something. That just it felt like just like like you know, like in Disney movies where like the trees reach out for you.
Did you ever see?
It felt like it was like,
Anyway,
like it was painful. What were you gonna say?
You remember in like did you ever see Constantine with Keanu Reeves?
A very small part.
There's a part where the devil, he's a smoker, and he reaches into his lungs and pulls out all the black gunk off his lungs and pulls it out. And I always think about that when I've had too much food and my lungs hurt.
I mean, your lungs hurt. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. Do you ever get out of breath from eating? This is a medical podcast now.
I just feel you're positing all these questions like they're normal things, and I'm like, no, I don't, because I'm not an animal.
You should do like normal people and go to the gym. Oh, me? Nah. Are you talking about Taco Bell is the closest thing to shameful sex that food will ever have. Hook is the most egregious example of how awful Rotten Tomatoes is. Yeah, because why? Do they not like Hook? Because Rotten Tomatoes can suck a bunch of other tomatoes. America's obsessed with turning everything orange. Their fries, their corn puffs, their presidents. I got a pound just from hearing the name of that food. Nacho fries, yeah. Remember? Yeah, okay, here we go. So Hook it, okay. Taco Bell's my local Taco Bell shares a parking lot with 24-hour fitness. I like to eat it in the car in full view of the people on the treadmills.
Just right in front of the large window where everyone's doing yoga or their treadmills. And you're just like,
you're a genius. They're very tantric filmography, just slowly building in anticipation. I mean, as long as you're not pressing your nipple against the window smash through a double-decker taco super.
Dude, double-deckers are the best. That's what I get. Oh, they're good. I'm probably going to go get Taco Bell on the way home.
Why did we do this? Hold on. Let's talk about anything else, because then let's talk about the St. Jude's or the March of Dimes, and then you'll be like, you know what I'm going to do is like go give some money. I'm not doing it to watch them. I want them to see me with my disgusting food. Yeah, you want people to watch you. I understand. And go to the gym so you can get a nicer look. So did we watch the movies, or are we indefinitely stalling for time so we don't have to admit we didn't?
Let's talk about it.
Let's not talk about what we're doing. Let's talk about we're filibustering. I think it's 26% on Rotten Tomatoes. And that's why Rotten Tomatoes is a big, steaming sack of nacho fries. I just remember Taco Cat as a palindrome. Yes. Put your hand up. This is a pup-up. Hey, pretty puffy Pegasus. I got the meat sweats at a churrascaria. Wow. The Miyazaki stands in chat now know how I felt during Man Month when I wanted to get right into it, and these two knuckleheads were yucking it up for an hour. Right, let's talk about the real situation. How much corn salsa is too much? None. Corn salsa is fantastic. All right.
Let's talk about it.
So, over the course of the past few days since last we saw each other, and there was that
meltdown.
That harem scarum. What's the word I'm looking for? I can't. Knuckle duster. We had a bit of a thing through no small fault of someone's.
Yeah.
My own.
Yeah, he blew it.
It's all set. We're all said and done. Everything's good. We are in good standing. I don't know what I'm saying.
Until you hear our thoughts
on. No, and so here we go. And since then,
we watched 2 movies.
Wha! Here they are,
Ooh.
smashed together in a very artful mosaic. Here, where, there, here. This is Lupin III, the Castle of Cagliostro.
And this?
His directorial debut from 1979. And take it away. Yep.
And this is the 2004 critique of the Iraq War. Howl's Moving Castle.
Interesting.
That's what he said.
Oh, that's what he said?
Yeah.
Oh. That makes, I mean, well.
Like,
you
a
know,
direct critique.
Yeah. I mean, like, yeah. That's interesting. I'd like to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because, I mean, you don't have to.
He wanted to make, he
Specifically
basically said
that
that
war.
he was like, I wanted to make, he was so upset about it that he wanted to make a movie. He was like, that I just wouldn't do well in the U.S. He said that, which I thought was fascinating.
Mm-hmm. Zaki. So anyway, I think should we start with these guys? These guys over here.
Do you want to? Should we just? Yeah. Let's start.
Let's start off every sentence.
Let's do in order. Let's start with.
Castle CAGLIOSTRO.
I'm calling it Castle of CAG.
Castle
I
CAG.
don't want to say that word.
Yeah, CAG.
Because I don't talk.
Do you want to put your gum in when you call it Castle of CAG?
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
You watched the English dub of HOWL'S, right, with Christian Bale?
I did. Yeah. Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Should we talk? I don't feel like we need to talk about these in
I'm
order.
sorry.
Yeah.
What's her name? What's her name? Naomi? No, what's her name? Oh, Sophie.
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 I got it for you, Sophie. Sophie, come here, look. Oh, come here, little boy. You come here.
Dub watchers only because
Billy
it's
kissed her.
impossible to find these on the internet, and it was the only one available that I could find.
Yeah.
I hate watching dubs, but it's the only one I could find. And I gotta say, guys, okay, look, should we talk about these in order, or should we just use them to just kind of bounce off each other? Like, how do you want to do it?
I don't really. To me, there's not an immediate way to refer back and forth. Like, they don't seem to have a whole lot in common.
Yeah.
I would say let's just do them in order. But if counterpoint, unless you have a way to draw them together.
No, I don't. But
Okay.
I'll say this much.
Yeah.
I really loved Cagliostro.
Yeah.
Like,
Lupin.
I really, really loved it.
Yeah.
It reminded me of like an incredibly well done Saturday morning cartoon.
Yeah, it's great. It reminded me.
I really loved it.
It reminded me very specifically.
I loved it. I really did.
This is what I have to. What's that?
I want to watch it again.
Yeah, it's great.
It's really good.
It's fantastic fun. It's fantastic
and
fun.
it gets going quick.
And I love
when he drove up the side of that mountain. I was just like, I'm so in for this.
Yeah, great. And then she drives by in a bridal
car that's falling apart.
First of all, it opens with they're breaking away from a heist. And then they find out it's counterfeit money, and they just start chucking it out the back.
And I love the animation of like they're just driving in their car like this, and like it's just filled up to the top. Mm-hmm. And then they're all excited, and then he finds out that it's fake. And I just love the look on Lupin's face where he's just like,
yeah.
And it was I loved their relation, and like I knew. Just by picking up, I did no research before I watched it, but I was like, oh, this must be either a continuation of a TV series or a movie series of movies or something. Is it a TV series or a movie series?
So it was I believe a manga and then also a TV series.
Cool.
Of which I
really want to watch it now.
Yeah, of which Miyazaki directed a couple episodes.
Oh, cool.
I definitely after this movie. I don't know if he directed any before. I don't know that much about it, but supposedly the tone of this film, and specifically the character of Lupin, the third, Le Trois, is again tonally very different from the character in at least the manga. I'm not sure about the TV series.
Is he not as light and?
He is not. So
he's got a little more. And this is not a critique because I loved how light and wistful, and he always had a gadget for the right moment. And he was just like, it just reminded me of like those serials that like Raiders are based off, where I'm just like, he gotten himself in a jam, but he's gonna get himself out.
So the two reference points for me as I started watching it immediately were like Tintin, which is something that I grew up reading.
Yeah, right.
But that was made into a movie by Spielberg, but like the Tintin comics specifically. They're from Belgium. I grew up in Costa Rica, so I got like a weird melange of stuff, and like that was like one of the things, and I was like, sweet.
You got a Belgian fetish?
I mean, like, I like pastries. Like, so then we came here, and I was like, Tintin, right? And everyone was like, what are you talking about? And I was like, okay, cool. And then and then Spielberg has specifically said like this, he loves this film and it was an inspiration for
really?
Raiders. So
This movie?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Which like you can see.
Oh, without question.
100%.
Because
So,
it has that like effortless. It just moves from like showcase piece to showcase piece, so eloquently. Where everything you're never. It's just what good writing is, where it's just like everything is there for a reason. Like all the action pieces are there for like there's no piece of action just to be like, hey, we need a piece of action here, so let's get them into a scuffle real quick. It felt very logical how everything fell into place, and it all moved the story forward in one way or another. Yeah, and it was great. So that's great. That's cool.
It is fantastic. That is good. Inspector Gadget is definitely the reference.
Yeah, it did remind me of Inspector Gadget like a lot.
Because Inspector Gadget, he's great. I mean, he's got this lovable character, and it's like whimsical, but at the same time, it's some serious shit.
Yeah,
and that's what Tintin is. Because Tintin, like, hold on, so Tintin.
Yeah, this guy like really loves Tintin.
I like Tintin, guys. So Tintin looks like this. You know Tintin, and then like if you go through here, did you want to do this? Because you're.
We're gonna read on the stream. Yeah. This is what you guys wanted, right?
Yeah. Oh, this is the like behind the scenes. Man, I need to read all of this. This is awesome. Hey. So hold on. So it's like a kid and his adorable dog, but then also it's all right, man. All right, but listen. Let me just say what you already know in an emphatic way, so it makes me feel good about myself, and it fills air, and it covers the fact I never watched Howl's Moving Castle. Can we just? No, sorry. Yeah. So here we go. So it's like cool, and it's like cute, like but he's got a gun on him. That kid's using a gun,
Whoa.
and he's using it. Yeah, like right, and then check that out. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. But that's what I always like. I loved that series as a kid because I was like, yeah, it's like funny, and it's charming. Hold on, the mic's over there. It's charming and it's whimsical, but at the same time, it is Indiana Jonesy. It's very like, and Tintin was an inspiration for Indiana Jones as well, where it's like cool and it's fun, but then it's like, oh, this is life-threatening. These are life-threatening situations. Mm-hmm. I'm not concerned to the point that I think he's gonna die, but it is thrilling and it's cool and it's adult. It's not talking down to
and
me.
Like when he
Johnny
I
Quest,
texted him. I can't remember if you texted me or I texted you, but I was like, this movie just felt. The only word I could come up with was like, this is just a breezy movie. But I still felt the relationship between him and the princess, or whoever she was.
Yes.
Quite a bit.
Totally.
Did you just fart?
No. I know why you would. Listen, here's the thing. I know why you would say that. And then also, the amount to which I have farted should make you believe that I would admit it.
Yeah, it's true.
I did not fart. Did you fart?
No. Did you fart though?
No. Did you hear something or did you smell something?
I heard something, and then your eyes kind of did that glinty thing where you're like, I did something funny.
Do I do? Oh, what a...
You're like...
That's what I do when I think I've been funny?
Yeah. Or when, especially when you fart, you get this look of like, oh, I'm finally alive. And
it's true. It's like when Billy Crystal stokes the fire and the castle gets moving again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Way to go. Way to bring it in.
Yep. It's good.
But I felt the relationship between the princess and Lupin, and when he finally greets her and they have their interaction and he's trying to persuade her about like the thief cannot be...
You must believe in the thief.
In the power of the thief and all that.
He believes
and
in
then
the thief has power when you believe in him.
And then at the end when she's like, I love you and I want you to stay, and
he's like,
but yeah, and he
does that really romantic.
Yeah. Yeah. But then he like immediately when she's looking away or something, he darts off to his car, and then I thought I liked that a lot. Yeah. I really liked Lupin as a character. He was fun.
When I think I've been funny, wow, scathing critique of love. Jeff's gum is going to absorb all of that and grow into a cosmic.
That's why I spit it out.
Wait, so like you said that and then you started talking and then I noticed like 3 or 4 people mentioned. So something really sounded like a fart.
Yeah, I mean it sounded like juicy, like not a chair. Yeah, it sounded wet.
That's so confusing.
Yeah, it's because I think you farted.
I don't think I farted.
And then you lied about it in like to be a jokey way, but now you're like doubling down and you're like, oh, I can't admit it now.
This This is the end. Lobo definitely just bit, not to call him out. But look, guys, if I shat my pants, I would be the first to admit it. I mean, I'd be the only person who would be able to admit it. But like, I would 100 because like, what kind of content, right? Would that be?
It's all about good content.
It would be mainly.
I'd see it too because
Taco Bell,
up, like the bottom of his shorts.
Yeah, I go because I got shorts on. It sounded juicy. We don't need this info. Okay, my confirmation bias is now. Please, you can die peacefully. Yeah. No, dude, like freaking rad. If you shit the pants, we didn't admitted it. Yeah, cool. Yep. This is all right. At this point, we are trying to stay on topic. No, but it's fantastic.
So did you enjoy it?
I definitely did.
Yeah,
I definitely did. There's a part. So that was unfortunately another one where I just because of the way my life and.
You had to watch it in chunks.
Yeah, I watched that one in chunks. But there was a point at sort of like early midpoint where like it's like a lot of her in the castle. It kind of slowed down a little bit for me, a little bit.
Yeah.
Where I was kind of and I was like, okay.
Really?
Yeah.
I felt it moved at like a clip. Like I just felt it was going.
Yeah. Like I just there was part where she was like wistfully looking at the thing and there's like whatever. And it just slowed down a little too much. Like for me, just a little bit. But then like pick back up and then like he was in the castle and I love the interplay between him and the inspector. And then,
the inspector was great.
And then they fall down and then they're on the same team.
Yeah.
And I go and then like I almost gathered I was like, is that like a common occurrence? Do they often end up in the same or is that special for this movie? And then there's the like there's the blonde commando lady.
Yeah, she was cool.
She was real cool.
But she was also
kind of like
she was just drawn like a G.I. Joe cartoon character.
Oh, she does look like Lady J or whatever.
Like it looked like a different art style. But I was like I was into that.
Yeah,
too.
I was like is this like April O'Neil? What is this?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But then and then there was like the samurai who looked just like the really badass samurai from Seven Samurai.
Yeah, he was cool.
And then
I really loved the guy with you couldn't see his eyes.
Yeah, Benicio del Toro.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Benicio del Toro.
That would be awesome, yeah.
Right.
But his interplay with Lupin was my favorite, yeah.
But like if you guys have watched, so someone was saying that Lupin, that in the show it's more serious or in the manga because like I was listening to a podcast as I was driving to Houston. I found time to listen to a podcast, and it was about.
You don't listen to a lot of podcasts, which blows my
I
mind.
would love to. I just don't.
There's so many good ones.
I know. I would just love.
I'm listening to Conan O'Brien's podcast
Gosh,
right now.
darn it!
It's fantastic.
How? Because like you are at
in the
least
car.
as busy as I am,
It's
and
30 minutes.
3 times as what?
It's like 30 minutes to an hour.
But
And
where?
You just you listen.
Will you drive to
I listen
places?
to them.
Will you go to Taco Bueno?
Whenever I'm in the car, always listen to, and then when I'm in the shower, I listen to them in the shower.
Okay.
I just find bits of the day to do it. If
Most
I go for a bike ride,
Okay.
or run, whatever.
Yeah. Impossible.
It's not that hard.
It's very hard. I don't run. I don't do anything. But then when we do things, often I'm talking to my child, or or she's
Throw the child. Use the child as an excuse. Okay.
kind of like you cut into. You're like, I'm not going to go with that
I'm not
metaphor.
gonna go.
Appreciate that. No. Yeah. No, I don't mean that. I just mean like, we're like, but you're right, I guess, because I generally go like I drive like 20 minutes and then I drive. Well, that's not true. I drive like, because traffic ends up being like 45 minutes. I've wasted a lot of my life.
About your driving right now?
About my what? My what?
You're just breaking down your driving habits.
Yeah. I have an app. It tells me. But I guess I could. All right. I'll try to start. But like where? I don't even have a.
I'm gonna give you a list.
We'll talk about this. But like I don't have an aux cable, an auxiliary cable.
Okay, so just use you got a speaker on your phone.
Yeah, it's kind of quiet. This is what we should talk about. Jeff, do you listen to Conan's Hater podcast?
I just listened to that today.
Oh man,
it was fantastic.
The wise guy womanizes side of Lupin. You see sides of in the movie is more in line with the typical character on TV. So apparently on this podcast that I was listening to.
Yeah, sorry, I derailed you.
No.
What podcast were you listening to?
It was called The Last Reel.
Okay.
These film dudes, and one of the dudes said that like, I guess in his research he found that like there was some interview with. So it's like it was drawn by the original manga. I think manga. Was drawn by a guy named who called himself professionally Monkey Punch. His name was Monkey Punch. He actually passed away in in April of this year. But apparently, like, asked about this movie, he was like, "Oh, this is interesting." Like, he was like, he went a different way and lightened him up. This is a direct quote from the podcast, which supposedly is a direct quote from what the guy said. He was like, and pardon me, but he was like, "Oh, interesting. Instead of having him like romance the girl, the princess, I would have had him rape her." And I was like, and that's like very out of context.
And
I was like, what is that? How does that work?
This is the author?
I think this is the manga. Yeah, the creator.
Okay, gotcha.
And I was like, and then they just kind of glossed over that.
We weren't even interviewing you.
Yeah.
Like, I just needed that to be.
Yeah. And I was like,
Monkey Punch out.
I was like, is that? So I don't know how emblematic that is of the entire series. I don't know if he sexually assaults everyone.
Well, is he a woman? It sounds like he's a womanizer.
He is. Well, I mean, and there's
James Bond is.
Yeah, and yes, but then they pepper it in here. If you like they talk about it, and then he's like, hey, baby. There's like a point where he like, I can't remember what it is, but he like.
This is interesting because one of my main issues with Hal, when we get to Hal, is and when I say Hal, I mean the character Hal.
Sure.
Is how they introduce him, and I was like, I don't like that. And it has nothing to do with the storytelling. I was like, I don't like what you just said. I was like, I have a major issue with that.
Yeah, he goes, that's my girl. And
yeah. Oh, it wasn't even that. He was like, they're not that bad guys.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
yeah,
they are.
Yeah,
they're real bad.
Yeah.
He's like, he just said, I like it when they're scared.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, that's a terrible thing to say. They were about to R her.
Yeah.
And then he was like, they're not that bad guys.
Yeah.
That's my girl.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know you.
You said R. I should have said that. I was quoting that guy, and then I was like, I don't want to say this, but I'll say it because it's a direct quote. I'll do that in the future.
Yeah.
I always say like assault instead.
There you go.
Yeah. But yeah, you're right. And you're like, oh, Hal, I don't know if you got some feathers in your ears, but yeah, that was not good stuff.
Well, all I needed was a quote. That's the interview.
Front page. Yeah. So anyway, I don't know. So that's something interesting. And apparently, like when it came out, it didn't make a huge splash. This film.
Movie?
Yeah.
It's really good.
It's great.
Like it's very efficient storytelling.
Yeah.
Like anytime I was like, where are we going? We were all like, I don't know. He's climbing the roof and he's like throwing his thing and yeah. It just was so freaking. I really appreciate. I just know that's a really hard thing to do.
Absolutely.
It's an incredibly hard, like to make it that light and breezy and have it make sense and still have weight.
And it's like, stakes, absolutely.
And be entertaining and for it all to come together. Like, I was just like, oh, he came out of the gate. Like, this is not as maybe, it doesn't have the quote unquote depth that maybe his later works does, but out of the gate, I was expecting it to be a lot more like rough around the edges.
Sure.
I guess.
Oh no,
and it was like
but technically, mechanically,
and like on a storytelling level, absolutely. I was like, this is a freaking grand slam.
Even moment wise, in terms of crafting, impactful moments. Absolutely.
I mean,
I totally agree.
The talent was just very apparent from the word go.
Yeah.
Like, because like 2 minutes in, we're in that car chase, and I'm just like. And it's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even it is 1979, and you can see, and this was like a 4-month production period.
Wait, what?
They made that in 4 months.
What?
That's what I read. So
how does that happen?
I don't know, apparently
how many people died making? How many animators died making this?
Yeah, it was just
17-hour days.
Yeah, like 7 or 8, but not because they worked so hard. They just were just like, I need to cool off. And they just shot one of them.
Yeah. That little steam whistle in the animator studio.
Yeah, exactly. But bear in mind that JP culture is more tolerant on that issue. Yeah, not that I agree. Really? Wow. Fiat 500 in a car chase. Yeah. Yeah, and so apparently the car that she's driving is like the first car that Miyazaki owned, like specifically.
Really?
And the Fiat was owned by, like, that was a car that one of the, maybe like the exec producer or somebody owned or something. Yeah, anyway. They died on the inside. It's fine. Yeah, it's pretty accurate.
And I love the villain. I thought the villain was so blatantly arch in his villainry that I loved the way he looked. Like when
yeah, he like really carried the weight of that whole castle. Like you go,
you
all
look
right,
like an asshole, and I loved it.
Like if he had turned into a werewolf or a bat or something at some point, you'd be like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
like,
right.
Like, but like, not that I wanted that, but like, it's just like, he has the carriage to kind of like.
What did you text me when you said? Because when he started watching it, the first within like the first 2 minutes or whenever he first popped up on screen, he sent me a screenshot of his face. And what did you called him something Burt Reynolds?
Maybe Burt Reynolds. Yeah. Snide Bash. He's got that archetypal villain vibe. He certainly does.
But it was great.
The classic.
Like, it was just great.
Like Count is a good title for him.
Yeah,
He's a Count.
totally.
That's definitely true. The difficult part of production is being able to climb over the bodies of the previous animators to get inside the studio. Absolutely. You're like, gosh, darn it. Dang it, Hayao. And he's like, what, man? We are on the way to making giant squirrel bear movies, and people are gonna love them. He wasn't dead. Hold on. Yeah, because it's just that's the thing is like that's how he had to kill those animators to absorb their power.
Yeah.
So that he became
supreme animator.
Yeah, that's how it is. No, but the movie is fantastic. I love those ninjas.
The ninjas,
yeah, they're like
so cool with a long claw. Oops, sorry, long claws. Yeah,
because like that was like a moment where I kind of was like, okay, oh man, so here come these like ninja things after him. I'm like, all right, okay, and I was like, okay, cool, and like I don't even remember why, but I kind of was like, okay, am I still into this? And then they started going like, ching 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 ching, and I was like, oh dang, like I was like,
it was always something, and like even then I was just like, oh, how are they gonna get out of this without it being ridiculous? Because there's like 20 ninjas in a small room, and I appreciated how they. Yes, it's all like he's always going to have the right thing for the right moment, and I can completely accept that. I just appreciate that it was never too outlandish in justifying their behavior of how they got out of situations where it pushed me into a negative thinking of like, I just, it's all about the suspension of disbelief, and they just towed that line so well.
And I like so much of the movie is fantastic. It's crafted beautifully. It moves wonderfully. It's
just
so
the
great.
craft of it is just phenomenal.
It's incredible. Even though the animation is not as rich as it became later, but it's so great.
I really
Absolutely.
like that.
Absolutely.
I like seeing, and I appreciate when I was researching how they were forced, or not forced, but like the only way to like logistically do like some of the animation was digitally, but then they went back and like they intentionally went back and like I can't remember how they did it, but they were like, we need to make this look.
This
like
is CAGLIOSTRO?
This is HOWL'S.
Oh, it's HOWL.
There was like, we need to make this look very hand drawn, so we're gonna go back in frame by frame and like muck it up a bit. And I'm like, that's why your stuff looks so great to me.
And I love because that's part of what reminded me of Tintin. Is Tintin's very kind of like these very clean line drawings.
Yeah.
Which is weird. Like when just to go off on Tintin just for a second again, because did you see the Tintin 3D movie?
Yeah.
It was fun.
It was fun. It wasn't fun, but I'll say this: it wasn't as fun as this one.
No, it wasn't. And
like,
unfortunately, yeah.
Which is why that's where that respect level comes in.
Because you're like, that's Spielberg.
I know that's Spielberg, and he didn't do it as well as this.
Yeah. But the thing is like I was like, oh, they're doing like a 3D like pseudo realistic thing, which is like, okay. What I love about Tintin, the opening sequence, the opening titles of Tintin are animated very much in the style and looks like Tintin, and I love that opening. And I'm like, oh man, I wish.
Did it have like searchlight, like Batman style?
Yeah. And it's great. It's just beautiful. And then this reminds me of Tintin because it is very kind of like simple is too dismissive, right? But it is very clean. Yeah, it's very like do and just boom 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 boom.
But it was always great, like when they go into the sewers.
Yeah.
And then like I loved when he couldn't. They hit the part where it's not a waterfall, but like the water shooting out of the tube. Yeah. And then he's trying to swim back up.
Yeah.
I loved that. I really loved that.
I love that they're doing all this like Indiana Jones like kind of like. Not Die Hard. It's an adventure movie as opposed to an action movie. You know what I mean?
It's very much an adventure.
It's that kind of thing where it's like, but there's like, oh gosh, gun, peril, flying, and then they fall, and you go, oh my gosh, and then he just goes, I can do this. Yeah. I can swim to you and grab you like a loony, like fucking Bugs Bunny. Yeah. But then you're like, yeah, cool, but you're still in trouble. It's great.
It was so.
It's wonderful to play with that sort of like this. This is much. Like to rubberize reality and be able to kind of push it out a little bit, but then like, but we're still, it's just wonderful.
And then he gets caught, and then they're trying to get through to like the statue where the water comes out in the fountain, and he's hiding in the mouth of it, and like I loved how the inspector just kind of peers kind of peers into it, and his face is. I love the animation on that because his face is looking through the water.
Yes, I remember that
and
specifically.
I thought that was so cool.
That was very Brain from Inspector Gadget. You have such a great art style. Doing semi-realistic 3D can start to feel a bit tiring. Absolutely. Oh, a bit. Oh, gotcha.
It is odd. Well, I guess there was no other way to do it, but it is weird that for such a distinct, like Tintin known for its distinct 2D style, it's like how flat it is. I feel like
what's weird is to go, and I don't. Again, it's like okay, whatever. It's weird. I mean, it was made in an era where like 2D was, for all intents and purposes, dying or dead, which is too bad.
They addressed it within the first 2 minutes because he was like getting his face drawn, like getting his portrait taken in the park, and they pull it up, and
and they go, here you go, here, just shut up.
Better than nothing, I guess.
And it was fine, and I wasn't upset about it. I was kind of, because I knew, I saw the trailer, I was like, okay, cool, whatever you're doing that with. It's just but it is kind of, in retrospect, a weird choice to kind of like not do the 2D, not do live action.
I think we hadn't cracked what Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse or whatever it's called, which we saw, and it was like mind-blowing. Like you could do Tintin with that art style now, but still bridge it into a 3D environment.
Or even like what I really would have loved that I don't know if people, because the one thing is that like it introduced, it's funny we're talking about Tintin, but it fits. It's the one thing is that I'm kind of like, oh, it's too bad is if people watch that live action film of Tintin and like love it and go like, I want to go seek out the comics, they're not gonna. It's
not gonna translate.
The tone is similar. They nailed some stuff about the tone. They definitely nailed the relationship between the boy and the dog, between Snowy and Tintin, and then they kind of nailed the two.
But it's such a
bumbling.
Like imagine a 5-year-old being like, oh, I love that movie, and then going to see it and being like, that doesn't look cool.
But what I wish they had done was, Disney has continued occasionally to put out 2D shorts. And they've gotten so good with 2D animation that is hand-drawn but also digitally manipulated. Yeah. There was one called Paper Man or something, where it's like a paper. It's about these two office workers, and they like send love letters back and forth to each other with papers.
I saw that,
yeah, and it's hand-drawn but also kind of polished with digital.
What I read, what he did for HOWL'S is it was all hand drawn.
Yeah.
But they scan every single image and then they bring it into a computer.
Yeah.
And digitally put it all together.
At the risk of getting off on the HOWL'S, like that castle was like
stunning.
But also like I was like, that's digital.
You thought so?
Oh, 100%. To me.
I mean,
it moved differently from everything.
I could see why it would be, but I still thought it looked blended completely. I didn't get any like, fucking Treasure Planet vibes.
It was to me. It was the not as bad. It was blended much better, but it was the chandelier and Beauty and the Beast where I was like, oh, okay.
Really? I see it. Yeah, I didn't get that at all.
I mean, it wasn't off-putting, but I go like, oh, they went digital with it. Why? And so then for several seconds in the story, I'm going like, why? Because they can do anything else. Like everything else that's amazing, it doesn't look like that. I don't know, but anyway, we'll get back. Paper One is amazing.
About how I don't really have much more to say. Like I just really loved it. I thought it was just
I loved it
fun
too.
Adventure and it was so well crafted from beginning to end. Like I don't have too much to say about it though.
Yeah, I agree. I just want to get in this last bit about Tintin because I'm afraid we'll never talk about it again. But what I wish they had done, is done kind of like a 2D kind of very clean sort of digital, where they can really make it look great now.
Yeah.
And they can really make the animation look great and really kind of do some things that are and where it's just kind of it's this hybrid, but it's also kind of whatever. I wish they'd done with that, like very very because it's very like primary color, bright sort of thing, and it would come off.
Do you think it's going to come?
Sure,
I think so too. I think we're going to get out of this whole stupid system of like the way we're like, oh, everything's 3D. And like, no one wanted that. It's just a way to charge better ticket. And then like 3D faded almost instantly after Avatar. Like we had a year of it. And then people were like, this is stupid. And it costs more and it doesn't look as good. Everything's so dim and blah, blah, blah. I feel like it's just it's going to be that thing. They like with 48 frames a second. They tried to do that for half a second, and then everyone's like, "No, you're not doing that."
His turn to grab that box at
I
least
know
twice. I'm drinking water, but yes.
You did a turn at one point where I wanted to make a joke, but then we moved too quickly. But I was like, oh, he's like an addict. Like he's like, I need to reference my box.
I paid too much for it. Can I show you? 10 would watch again. Yeah, I would. Oh, 10 out of 10 would watch again. So the clock tower fight. Yes, absolutely. Inspired the end of Great Mouse Detective, along with the episode of Batman the Animated Series. Right. That clock tower fight's great. I mean,
the dismissive face. Hey, Treasure Planet. No, I don't like Treasure Planet. Sorry. I don't like it.
I get that. I was like,
I just didn't like it.
I
didn't like it in the way I didn't like Hercules. You know, it just didn't. It didn't all come together for me.
Yeah, it doesn't. There's somewhere I go like, oh, that doesn't feel like you're going for something Disney-ish. Treasure Planet feels like a pushing away from the edge of the pool from your parents on your own. Do you know what I mean? No, Treasure Planet does feel kind of like a step toward like, well, we're going to do something a little more adult.
Well, it's like the guys who did Beauty and the Beast and Little Mermaid. And like they wanted to do
it was
Treasure
like a
Planet
passion project
first.
for them. Sure.
And like they kept trying to get it made, and they're like, no, do this one first.
Yeah.
And then they did a Little Mermaid that's huge, and they're like, okay, you can't do that one, but you can do Beauty and the Beast, and if you do, and then that did, Best Picture and blah blah blah, and they're like, okay, go do Treasure Planet.
I think if Treasure Planet was a Bluth film, or if Treasure Planet was something else film, it would be one of the best or the best. No, because Bluth has like American Tail, Secret and all that stuff, but it would be up there.
Yeah,
because it was a Disney film. It just doesn't. It feels different. It feels
different.
It's an outlier in sort of in the same way that like over on the but in a very good way. On the other end, you have like The Emperor's New Groove or something, where it's like,
I love that one.
I love that movie. I love it, but you go, that one's a little weird. It's a little off. It's a little off from Disney. It's just so David Spade and so sarcastic. It's so wonderful.
It's still great. Yeah.
This one, it's like adult in a different way.
Yeah.
And then this one is...
Yeah, and I didn't like the Martin Short robot. That's like one of my main issues with the movie.
What's that?
I don't know if you're being sarcastic or not, but I didn't.
It's definitely a better animated sci-fi movie from that era. Yeah, I mean, it reminds me of Titan AE. Right. As corny as it is, tons of awesome. Atlantis. So I never saw Atlantis. That's the other one. I put those together. I put Treasure Planet and Atlantis together because they both seem to be part of the same, like, all right, we're going to try it twice.
Yeah, it was
We're going to try this, like, serious kind of, like...
I almost got confused for a second. I was like, wait, am I talking about Titan AE?
I know.
But I was like, no, but like, they all blended together because there was Atlantis and then Titan AE and then this one, and they all came out together. And I was just like, what is this? Why are we continuing? Because I was like, this didn't work from the jump, in my opinion. And then they're like, 2 more.
Yeah. Well, I was always interested to see them because they seemed different to me. Because they seemed more adult. They seemed more like Jules Verne or something. I mean, well, this is.
God, I wish they would
just
do 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea as an animation.
Yeah. So, and this is
an adult animated.
But I'm glad we're talking about this specifically because, and it refers to this because they talked about this on the podcast too, and because Atlantis, which I've never seen, and Treasure Planet, I think is a solid film. I think you're saying Atlantis is way more solid. I think Treasure Planet is solid. I just don't think it's tremendously memorable in a lot of ways. I think it fades the way a live action film. It's the kind of thing where I go, this didn't need to be animated, like because I go like there's a lot of effect stuff, but I'm like this could have very easily been a live action movie, and I would have felt the same way about it.
I didn't care. It didn't. It doesn't. That is a very apt point that it should have been live action because
you go like why?
The same thing with like I keep seeing clips of like the new Lion King, and I'm like, is everyone over there just completely not understanding what the benefit of like good animation does? Yeah. Treasure Planet just seemed, I was just like, oh, you're just trying to mimic reality too much.
Which is,
and you're losing all the benefits of what animation can offer in terms of real emotion.
Yeah. And also, you could like, at a very quick glance, you could try to levy the same thing at Cagliostro, but it's like no, because there is stuff where where he swims through the air, where the car drives up the thing, and then it snaps right back to reality. Whoops, there goes gravity.
The benefit of like, and what Miyazaki does in all his movies is how he knows how to he can wring emotion out of the most subtle animation. Like, and he's like, this character is thinking this, and it's not even like a grandiose thing. It's just the subtle, like, shimmer of an eye.
Totally.
Or whatever. Like, he's better than most in terms of, like, really, truly subtle, quiet moments in life.
Oh, yeah. He's better than...
conveying that through animation and nailing it.
He's better than...
Probably
80% of live action directors,
yeah.
or more than he's among the best at that, I think. And I think, but it's interesting because something they were talking about, and I'm like, yeah, I agree with it. Mike Mignola did most of the character designs for Atlantis. Oh, that's awesome. Remember the Aladdin live action remake has made $1 billion at the box office. Wow. It's far more memorable. It's got style. That's not quite Disney. It's different. Yeah, and that's what I feel like is that Treasure Planet, it does feel like what I remember of Titan AE, which is I was like...
I never saw that or Atlantis.
Yeah, and I left Titan AE and kind of was like, well, whatever. And it's that thing where I go like, you drew it. I don't know why you did.
Yeah.
This didn't need to be animated.
Yeah. I had the same feeling of watching Treasure Planet as I did when I saw Final Fantasy Spirits Within.
Yeah.
And,
yeah.
That's the reaction you should have, because you're like, did I see that movie?
Yeah.
And that's the same thing. I have it because I remember it was the first. I was really excited because it was like one of those full CGI things, and I was just excited to see how that was done. And then I was like, oh, that looked so cool. Oh my god, it was just so dull.
Yeah, and 1080 has some slick digital animation mixed with the drawn, especially the space scenes. Ghibli does those quiet movies. So yeah, absolutely. Slice the white. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, they do it better than anyone, in my opinion, because they not only do they animate it very well and in a very like truthful way to the emotion of a scene, but the fact that they allow for it in their films in the first place is not something that Disney usually like. Disney will allow for quiet moments, but it's in like the depth of the soul. Like, this is the part of the story where we're gonna linger here while they're thinking about something.
Yeah.
They'll like Miyazaki and Ghibli. They'll literally just be like, no, we're just gonna let them sit here as they process what's going on around them. And it's a very lofty, like Spirited Away, when she's just sitting watching the ocean for a solid 30 seconds
for no reason,
and then the dragon comes out of the sky, but like,
and it comes at unusual moments.
Yeah.
Whereas
it's not built into the arc.
Whereas if you paused a Disney, and I love Disney, Disney, too. But if you paused Disney and said, what do you think's gonna happen? And you'd be like, she's probably gonna like because like something happens, and now she's probably gonna like go off and go, and then go and slump down and be like, and then her little sidekick friend is gonna go, what's going on? And then she goes like, oh, Blumby or whatever your name is, I don't want to marry fuckhead.
Yeah, he's pretty smelly.
Yeah, that's the best. I love that one. That's the best. That's Home on the Range.
Which one?
That movie that we were just talking about. Home on the Range.
I don't even know.
Is that too? That one's too oblique. That one's too.
I was doing Mulan. I was.
Yeah. I know.
I was doing Mulan.
Yeah. Home on the Range is the cow Disney movie that has Roseanne as one of the actresses.
What? I've never even heard of this movie.
Remember Brother Bear?
Yes.
Okay.
Only because of the Phil Collins song.
Oh yeah.
Which I love.
I don't know with me.
It's got a bizarre music video for it. I love Phil Collins.
I do too. Brother Bear.
Just Brother Bear in like a light blue linen suit with the sleeves rolled up.
I want them. Yeah. Wait, what? Yeah.
That's Miami Vice.
Oh, yeah. I think I would imagine releasing Home on the Range in the same year as Howl's Moving Castle. Imagine, this is what I want them to do, is be like Lion King, Mulan, Home on the Range. And then people will be like, what? And they go, live action, Home on the Range.
The Roseanne Barr vehicle?
Yeah. And I don't know who... Like, I like really want to see Home on the Range. I want to go back and watch, man, if only there was some sort of like movie...
I'll talk him out of this one, guys. We're not going to review Home on the Range.
We're going to watch Home on the Range, Treasure Planet again, Brother Bear, Atlantis, Chicken Little.
Chicken Little is pretty good.
I never saw it.
It was all right.
Isn't it Zach Braff?
Yeah. I love Scrubs. I really like Zach Braff.
That's fun. What is another Disney movie?
No, let's talk about HOWL'S.
Okay. Well, but here. This is the thing. Like, so Cagliostro, right? Can we watch Charlotte's Web? Oh yeah, you want to cry? Ha Charlotte! Charlotte! Your kids, they're dying!
What is that?
What? That's the.
What were you humping just
No,
then?
that you don't remember that? You don't remember the nymphomaniac
Is this
squirrel?
Is this in Home on the Range? Or?
No, this is in Charlotte's Web. No, it's Templeton the Rat, who's voiced by Paul.
Oh,
Lynde.
you know what? I never saw the movie. I read the book.
I cannot watch Charlotte's Web. I will cry too much. Yep. And it's like Mia Farrow is the voice of Charlotte, I believe. Chicken Little's fine, pretty cute, not much.
Yeah, I would agree.
Live action Atlantis is going to be Goodbye My Wallet. Oh yeah, I really want to watch Atlantis.
Who's doing that?
I mean, like, it would have to be. Are they doing it? Did they announce it? No. Did they announce it? No. Did they announce it? Famously played by Paul Lynde. Yeah. Do you know the story of Charlotte's Web? Do you not know the story of Charlotte's Web?
What's the story? I've read the book
Yeah.
many times.
Pig.
I read it all the time. I'm reading it right now. I'm actually reading Dr. Sleep.
What's that? Oh, that's the
Shine,
the Shinnin.
The Shining.
Danny grows up.
Yeah, it's good. So
And he
far.
goes, and he just walks right, and then like they go, Danny, do you have those reports ready? And he goes, I do, and they go, that. Kid,
So you have read it.
kidding me?
Because I'm 200 pages in, and that's what it is.
Yeah.
No, it's very good. I'm enjoying
Is
it.
it really? Okay.
I'm enjoying it. Yeah.
Did you get it at the supermarket? Next to
What kind
John
of dig is that?
Is it next to John Grisham?
Oh my god!
We've talked about
No, I got it. I went to a Barnes and Noble for the sole purpose
Wow.
of getting it.
Yeah, and you brought.
Was it at the supermarket?
No, I'm just it's a callback more
Next
than
to-
no, it's a call. Yeah.
What does it call back to?
To when
How
we
you
talked
don't like
about-
Stephen King?
No, we talked about supermarket. I said he was the best of the supermarket novelists.
I agree with you.
Yeah,
I think he's a great novelist.
he's great. He's a very, very good writer. So here's But then when you went to the Barnes and Noble, did you go like? Did you take the ferryman, and the ferryman took you there, and he said, "I remember the Barnes and Noble."
I went to a Barnes and Noble in Maine.
You'll
That's
take
for sure.
Yeah. You'll take this talisman, and what no one's come for the Barnes and Noble in quite some time. And you took the big door knocker and went,
Yeah.
and recited the incantation, and they said, "Enter."
Yeah.
And you went,
Look, I bought the book.
Cool.
I like Stephen King. All right. I don't know why you don't like Stephen King.
yeah. Lower with his Tintin box set under his arm. Hey, you boy at the supermarket, bro. Who was Barnes and who was Noble? Yeah. Anyway. Okay, as we were saying, hold on a second.
Oh yeah, the music is awesome.
Oh, did I not
It's
mention that?
so
Oh, it's
good.
fantastic. It's really.
Oh, it's one of the best parts. Yeah. Good
It is.
call. Yeah.
It's so good. It feels like.
This is your new thing that like your new Sean Connery voice, but it's like a prop, and I hate it.
Yeah. You know what's funny is it doesn't really work because.
Are you drinking Tintin?
Because like
What's the joke here?
The joke is I've been reaching over there and grabbing my metal tin of water and then drinking it, and then this time I've been meaning to do this for some time.
Put the box set down.
Okay. Here's the thing: it's a metal straw, so it doesn't play as a joke because people are like, "What is that sticking out?"
Because he's environmentally cautious, guys.
Yeah.
Like, no turtles being hurt here.
By what? Because what happens when you take plastic straws is you buy them, and then for every plastic straw you buy, they take one plastic straw, poke a turtle right in the eye. And
That's
they go,
law.
They go, hey,
That's turtle law.
Hey, little shit. The music is fantastic. I meant to say that earlier, so I get the credit. But like, because whoever said it here, no, I thought it first. No, the music is fan-freaking-tastic. So good, so good. It immediately sets the tone of the stage. It's beautiful. It's great, and I love it's great. And this reminds me. I was watching this and I was like, oh man, this is great. And then this is something I forgot to say about Kiki's. Music is fantastic in Kiki's.
The music is great in all of them.
Yeah, but like I love specifically because I put it on because my daughter really likes it, and I put it on. But like
Has she requested it?
No, but she keeps being. She's like, you're Gigi and I'm Kiki, and I go.
His daughter was like, she's like.
First she was being Gigi.
What was she saying?
She's like, I'm just the cat.
I'm just Gigi.
I'm just being Gigi.
I'm just Gigi.
Yeah, and I was like, yeah. And now she makes me, she says, I'm Gigi, and she's Kiki. And I go, well, okay, Kiki. And I just try to do my best Phil Hartman. It's a lot of fun. She goes, Dad, it's a little.
It's like, but it satisfies a deep need I have to do an impersonation.
It's great. So I put it on for her again, and we were like, cool. She hasn't seen the end, so she's not. And she hasn't seen enough of it to know that which training doesn't come back, so she's not. She's fine with it. But like,
boom, boom, boom.
Just joking. No, she really likes it, and then I put it on, and we just, and then they got to the part where she's going to leave for the first time, and then and then it goes, and then I just love, like, that's my favorite part of the movie, where she goes flying, and then she goes, Kiki, will you turn up the radio? And he goes, brung, dang, dang, bung, bang, brung, bang, bang, bung, bang, na si da ba da 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 da. And she's flying. It's so great. It's this doo-wop song that I like want now. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. Oh my gosh. I do use plastic straws. Yes, I want the high score for local environmental damage. Yep. Good stocking stuffers. Yep. Brownie Jones, how's it going, man? Yeah. Thank you. Some subscription. All is well, thank you, Brownie Jones. Thank you for
All right.
the subscription. Time to talk about Tintin.
Let's talk about Tintin some more.
Thank you, dear. They were going to do a sequel that Peter Jackson was going to do.
Ooh, I know.
Yeah. All right.
HOWL'S.
Fair point.
Hello, Lowbro. I hope all is well.
All is well. Thank you so much. 26 months. Brownie Jones. Lots and lots of love. Thank you, my friend. All right.
I've been eager to get to HOWL'S mainly
Because.
Yeah. It was my least favorite.
Oh.
All the ones we've watched so far.
Good night, everybody. I don't think you're going to be strung up and beaten for that one, like I was. Like we were. Like no, I'm just joking.
My main critique
go ahead.
is. You already did it though. Damn it.
Oh, go for it.
I was gonna say because of the witch training.
Oh.
Damn it.
Good. It's fine.
Rage Mode on.
No, but like I don't think.
Look, it's not.
I don't think it's it is a very popular one.
Uh-huh.
But I have also seen among the opinions that have been bandied about, that I've been soliciting, that people are like, I mean, HOWL'S is great. I mean, there's not as much to, like, there's not necessarily, you don't like, you don't need to watch it if you watch Spirited Away or kind of whatever.
It was just kind of all over the place for me.
That
was just I thought the artwork was some of the best I've seen so far.
Yeah.
Like it was captivating from beginning to end.
Yeah.
But boy did I and like, look, I don't need my plots to be from A to B to C. It was just it's alphabetical. It goes in order.
I mean, you don't need that? You don't need a Stephen King plot? Sorry. Stephen King is
We're going to talk about this
Stephen King is
saying, no.
Sorry.
Why am I even defending
You're
Stephen
not.
King?
You should.
Stephen King.
He's
like a nice,
doesn't,
comfy sweater.
Yes.
And you put him on, and you're like, that was fun.
Yeah, and it's like
you take him off, and you're like, great.
A nice comfy sweater full of like nightmares and sexual perversion.
Yeah.
It's great.
Oh, there's a lot of it.
There's a lot of sick
like,
stuff.
They're like in the first 5 pages.
He likes to put the sex stuff in.
Yeah.
He goes, by the way,
and it's like really gross.
You picked this up on your way out of the supermarket, and I appreciate it. This is not how Stephen King talks, but I put the sex stuff in there so you know you're gonna get it. You gonna get it.
Which is how
you want to check out Christine.
Anytime you meet a Midwestern character, that's how he writes them.
Yeah.
You gonna get.
Hey, y'all motherfuckers like Jail's Game?
Jeff doesn't agree with the anti-Iraq war commentary.
Yeah. The Iraq war is good. I don't. That is a joke. Not even as a joke.
No, I just.
I really like HOWL'S. Go ahead. I'm the good guy here.